This video is going to contain heavy spoilers about leaks that have been revealed in the past, like, I don't know, 5-6 hours about the Hershas coming after the Hersh of Truth. So if you do not want to see or hear about these characters coming in the future, by all means, step out of the video. But for those who are interested about what I'm about to say, let's continue. So, welcome. We're going to talk about the two new characters leaked, announced. I'm not sure what happened, but the Hersha of Origin and Hersha of Finality Kiana. May and Kiana, that's their forms. Hersha of Origin is May, Hersha of Finality is Kiana, and we've got some visuals on them and a bit of gameplay. No numbers, no specificalities about if they're going to be good or bad, because that's not even in the question at this point, because it doesn't matter, they probably are, they're Hershas. Every Hersh is good. So we're just not going to talk about actual value and should you get them. We're going to talk more about visual appeal and visual interest and visual accuracy. Accuracy is the wrong word to use, but I'm going to talk about, should a character look like something, or is it a downgrade, is it an upgrade? And the reason we got Flame Scion on the screen right now is because, to me, Flame Scion is a great looking character and it's a great version of Kiana. Reason being, you know, it depicts a warrior. And what depicts a warrior? Well, they're using a massive sword. Warriors in games usually use massive swords, and she's got that. What else does depict warrior? Well, she's got plating armor. She's got plated armor all over herself, right? She's got gauntlets. She's got these thigh guards. She's got these little metal notches everywhere. She's got metallic kind of protection all over because she's a frontline warrior. And it's a really good design, as well as being very spread out. So the appeal of the character is not densely packed in one singular area. It's spread out throughout the whole thing to make the whole character look good, from the shoes, which we can barely see, but the shoes do look nice, up to the stockings, or the thigh highs, whatever you want to call them, the pseudo kind of skirt, the abdomen midsection, the torso, the arms, the cloak, the hair. Everything is kind of full and detailed enough in all sections to make the character look extremely, extremely nice. Now, to talk about the next character, Hersha of Finality Kiana, it's an odd one. So here she is. We'll zoom in a slightly bit. It's a low resolution picture, so we'll grab this one over here and open that here just for a bit of a closer gander at her. We'll ignore May for now. I'll talk about May in just a moment. But this outfit here, and we'll take a look at this one just because it shows the whole body. You'll notice one thing is that it's all densely packed very much in the center of the character, the core of the character, from essentially the waist to the top of the shoulders, densely packed detail. We can see a bit more of that detail in this section. You've got these roses and petals and flowers and kind of cool stuff on the hands and whatnot, but that looks really cool in my opinion. You got the plating kind of here, but I don't really understand why there's like nothing on her legs. Like, I feel like we've downgraded there. I feel like I want still the warrior aspect. And why do I want that warrior aspect of a character to continue, even though she's a different character? Well, she still uses a fucking sword, right? This is not like a completely new character. This is not a complete character change, arc change, you know, different personality. It's the same fucking character, just with a different power. And so it's like, why do we have to really deviate from the already really supreme design of Hersha of Flame Scion, by far I think one of the better looking characters in terms of raw detail in Honkai, to something which I will say, quality wise, it's really nice to see these small details. And I don't really know why the fuck the flowers are there. I guess that may be a lore thing that we'll find out in the future. But the detail is really nice, but I just don't think it really like fits with the character. Then again, we don't know. Obviously, we have no idea. 6 point whatever the fuck, whenever she comes out, is not out in a long time. Probably till like, I don't know, maybe March next year, February. I don't fucking know. I don't know these dates, but it's not going to be out for a fair while. So, you know, we don't know why certain things look like this. But I can say for one thing, she uses a sword, and in the video we'll check out in just a moment, we get to see her combat, and she uses a sword quite heavily. And I guess maybe what I'm trying to say is that I think I would have liked it to follow the theme of Hersha of Flame Scion, but then evolve a bit more. Now, a good character that I want to reference really quickly, and one of my mods pulled this up and compared it is Alice from Sword Art Online. Now, if you've watched Sword Art Online, then you'll know what I mean when I say characters can look, or female characters look boss as in full plated armor. Now, I'm trying to find a good picture here. Let's just go with this for now. That is not it. That's a video that I'll probably get copyrighted for because we had 13 milliseconds of a fucking song. But here, let's look at this. Although a bit of a fan art, it's still an accurate depiction of the armor. This is a full-plated character. And to me, this looks amazing. She's a nimble warrior, if you've watched the anime. She's mobile, she's agile, everything is as it should be. She's just in full plate armor, which is a possibility. That's a very small image. But regardless, it still is, honestly, let's just use this low-res version because why the fuck not? Honestly, finding a high-res version of anything these days is nigh impossible. There we go. It's really good. You've got the same things. You've got the gauntlets. You know, although honestly, I'm not too bothered by no shoulder pads. It is what it is. I would have liked a centerpiece piece of plate armor on the character. I think that would be cool. Again, it's very open, but I guess that's maybe gacha game sales you need to make. But a thing that I really think that they're skimping out on is this piece of metal right here. I'm just going to call it the thigh guard or butt guard. I don't fucking know what it is. Probably some medieval warriors can correct me. But yeah, I think that right here, because this Flame Sound Kiana has that. It's just depicted by this little kind of plate right here. I don't know what was the purpose of getting rid of that. I think that was a really nice touch of appearance as well as practicality, technical practicality. But removing it, I don't know why you remove it. It's a really nice piece of apparel. So that's that. That's really all I want to say about Hershra Finality Kiana. A lot of things can change. Maybe they might add some details, take away some details. The character is like 3 patches away, 2 patches away. So who knows when she'll launch. I think we're in like 6.3 now, then 6.4 is Hershra Origin May, and then 6.5 is Hershra Finality Kiana. So, you know, we have a long time till everything is done and dusted and these guys are actually released. But I just wanted to make some concerns that I have, or maybe not concerns, but really I don't see why certain things have changed. But I want to point out as well, the positives though, is that this midsection is really detailed, really nice. I do actually appreciate the hands on Kiana, although it's not a gauntlet, that I think is a lot better. I do like these little touches that they have with this gradient, which is something to do with probably the finality, absorbing finality bullcrap that they're going to write into some story mechanisms or whatever. Doesn't matter, whatever. But I also would have liked to see that on the legs. I think that's just kind of like a missed opportunity to see like the dark kind of gradient growing onto the legs a bit. That would have been a nice touch to maybe fill in the lack thereof detail on the legs. Because listen, we're all gacha people here. If you're watching this video, probably a gacha gamer. We all like a bit of leg. But listen, I also like legs having something on them, right? Can't like put some clothing on there. I don't know, some detail. A bare leg is cool and all, but Jesus fucking Christ, let's get some detail on here. But that's enough about Hershra Finality Kiana. She's a nice looking character, but not what I expected. Another thing I want to say really quickly is actually just color scheme. I just think the fucking pink sucks. Listen, there's probably going to be a lore reason to why she is pink, but I just don't care really. Like the pink does not really look that amazing. Red or some sort of orange, something to depict fire, right? She's a fire character, yet I feel that there's no fire happening. So, I don't know. Maybe because she's now a finality, she uses finality magic and that's why it's not fire, but it's technically it's going to act like fire damage. I don't know, that's just a weird cop-out. Just make her orange or some shit. The pink just doesn't look that fucking great. But regardless, May, I've kind of rethought my opinion of May. I had a massive rant about May on stream, and kind of wasn't too into the character's looks, but we'll kind of skim over. This is a bit higher detail of Kiana. I do like her hair as well, although the ponytail is the same. The front part of it is actually different. But we'll skip over Kiana here and go to May. I've rethought my idea of May and how I think about her. Pretty much everything about May is actually it's fine. Like or dislike, it's fine, and it's actually rather appealing. I just don't really like the white, for some reason. The undertones are extremely nice. The black and the kind of goldish, kind of cream accents are really nice, and the purplish accents are really nice. But I don't know why, but the white just doesn't really work, in my honest opinion. I don't know why. That's all it is, though. Everything else is fine. I've seen ultimates, I've seen everything else, it's fine. And her as a character, I think, is rather smooth looking in terms of combat. But there's just something about, maybe the white will grow on me over time. I'm not exactly sure. Probably when I get her, have a bit of, play, have a bit of fun. But for now, I think she's also the most well-rounded looking character out of the three Hersters coming. I think Bronya is just kind of weird. She's just, I don't know what she is. Like, I don't know what they're trying to go with. Bronya, like a pseudo Wukong kind of Herstia, I'm not sure. Kiana, I've already spoken. And Mei, she looks the most well-rounded. She looks like a Valkyrie, and she looks like a Herstia. That's pretty much what you kind of want from this game at this point. You want the characters to look like what they're meant to. She looks like a Valkyrie because, sophisticated, put together, and also armored up and plated up. And she looks like a Herstia because of the supremacy aura that she depicts around herself, and also with the prestigiousness that is around her, and a few other things that are not in this original art model thing. But we'll push on a bit more. I really do like a lot of the stuff that is with Mei, specifically in this mode. And I say this mode because once they introduce that fucking halo behind her, it all goes to shit. But other than that, it's fine. I guess I'll just play this for a bit. This is from Nocte Vertinum Gaming. Quite thank you for having this video. Really appreciate it. Regardless, a fine character. We'll just go into some gameplay, I guess, of these two characters now. I don't care. Herstra of this lady, Origin, I'm not going to ever get used to calling her Who or Ho, whatever. Herstra of Origin is rather cool. She does a few things. I will say, though, her ultimate, kind of a bit weird. Just to sit there, like, I'll play it. I guess I'll just play it and you guys can see. I don't know what it is just about standing still. Like, it's perfectly still and just kind of slashing that just doesn't look good. And maybe this will be fixed in the future to, like, depict a bit more motion. I think if she had a lot more motion, maybe it's, practicing kendo, and that's how you do kendo swordsmanship, and that's what she is. She's a kendo master, and her family's a kendo whatever. But there's something a bit odd for gameplay purposes to have just a perfectly still character just swinging a sword. So that's a bit odd. But, other than that, it's fine. We'll just listen to it for a second. It's cool. That's all it is. And she breaks something, and then there's like a lot of people are speculating there's like a team ultimate thing. As for now, I don't fucking know, and nor do I care to debate metagaming and power creeping in the game right now, because it's absolutely dreadful. But now Herstra Finality gets in, and I want to say one thing about Herstra Finality. I do like the attempt at the gun and sword gameplay, albeit it's going to be rather interesting to see what it actually feels like. Is it going to feel like an actual sword and gun gameplay, or is it just going to feel like sword gameplay and one of your attacks just happens to shoot a bullet? That's what I'm more interested about. I'm going to pretty much assume that it's going to be that. It's not actually going to be unique gameplay for a sword and gun kind of character. It's just going to be you have a sword and you just so happen to shoot a bullet every so often. Because if we get into the gameplay, there's a lot of sword swinging, and you just like kind of shoot a bullet. So the gun is just there for aesthetics. There's no actual shooting. I want to say one thing though. I don't really necessarily know why they kind of went down a comedic route with this character, where she'll create a ball and then baseball bat it at the enemies. I'll see if I can capture it here. It's this attack right here. She'll create a ball in front of her of finality juice or whatever, and proceed to baseball bat it at the enemy. I don't really know why that's there. I guess that's to, they're paying credence to, what is it, Honkai Gakuen or whatever, GGZ, or the original Kiana, who had a baseball bat as like a thing. I guess they're paying homage to that. I will say though, it looks like dog shit. It's a weird kind of thing. It's not gonna really affect anything, and people are still gonna enjoy it. But I feel like it takes away from the intensity of the character. It's cool to pay homage and whatnot, but pay homage in maybe an animation skit or a one-off moment, not in the actual gameplay of a canonical character, because I just have a suspicion, maybe a small suspicion, that she's not going to be doing this when she's fighting Kevin. She's not just going to be whipping out the baseball bat technique when she's like fighting, the Hersher of the End or whatever, or I just have a suspicion that she's not going to be, hitting home runs, mid end of world fight. But let's just continue watching a bit more. There's a few cool things. I don't really know. Is this her ultimate? I know she like snaps her fingers. She does like the Hersher of Human Ego lean back. I think they should rethink this animation. This is very Hersher of Human Ego. And it just kind of feels like a cop-out for them to have the exact same animation. Maybe this is even just like a filler animation. It looks very filler. The sword is going through her head. Everything kind of looks shit. But who knows? I kind of don't even know what her ultimate is, to be quite frank, so maybe it's that thing. That looks like a combo, though. There's the baseball bat hit. I also really don't understand why Kiana has Hersher of Human Ego powers, like, or pseudo-type powers. There was this little small animation here, where, like, these two characters meet. Kiana May here, and this is a bit story spoilers, so I do apologize for people who weren't expecting story spoilers. But they meet here, and then that's obviously Alicia's flower, and then it does something, and then they both get upgraded or something with Alicia. I don't actually. I'd love to hear the explanation they have going behind this. I'm just kind of confused, really, and obviously looking at something without context is the definition of being confused. But like, I'm just trying to, in my own mind, find the logic behind it of both of them getting upgraded with Alicia's power, because that's technically what's happening. Alicia, Hersher of Human Ego, is known for doing that whole like shattering reality and whatnot, and she has that whole shattering the screen effect. And I understand May doing it. May spent time with Alicia, not a real Alicia, but still spent technical time with Alicia. Fucking Kiana's just there. Kiana just existed. So, as for the story connotations, honestly, I will find out eventually. But, I don't know. It just doesn't feel natural. I'm very keen to see what the actual dialogues will be for this to happen. But regardless, it's probably like to develop the whole yin and yang kind of thing. That if these two characters don't develop at the same time, the whole world crumbles, the community shits their pants, people start doxing, threatening, fucking deleting, and so on and so forth. So maybe that's why. If they're not developed at the same time, there will be riots. So, whatever. But that's pretty much all I wanted to mention, is that although I don't hate any of these designs, I think some of them don't really make a lot of sense in terms of visual appearance. As for gameplay, I have concerns about just fluidity and comedic effect being used weird. But whatever, the characters are still a while away, and in the end, let's be real, I'm still going to get the characters, I'm still probably going to use them, I'm still probably going to have fun. But, it's always fun to complain a bit and put out a few ideas, see if people want to hear what I'm saying. So if you did hear anything that I said and liked it, I guess, by all means, comment down below and have a bit of a discussion. I'm open to conversation about certain things. So if you enjoyed, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like and or subscribe if you enjoy my ramblings, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.